Hey everybody, it's Dan again with Seasoned Gaming, here to do a new headset comparison video. So today I'll be putting up the new Xbox wireless headset against my daily driver, the Steel Series Arctis 7X. I'll also be throwing in the Steel Series budget set, which is the Arctis 1 for the Xbox. I'll be comparing how comfortable these are, what the audio is like, how versatile each one, and also, of course, the price that you'll be paying. So let's start with comfortability, if that's a word. I don't even know if it's a word. Sounds a little bit suspect, but nevertheless. Let's start with the Arctis 1. So these are my son's daily driver. They are the budget set. Of course, I don't want to go out and buy a very expensive headset for my kids. So this is what they got, but they love it. And it's actually lasted for 6 months in this shape, which is actually pretty good. I know it looks like he has a large head, kind of like MODOK, but it's really not that big, regardless. So let's just start with how comfortable these are. So I've used these a few times, mostly for the comparison video. So up here you've got a pad for the top of your head. It's kind of thin and it's very, very close to the plastic. On the sides here you have more of a fabric-like ear cup. It's not the leathery, pleathery kind of stuff. And you also have this kind of pivot action, which kind of makes a big difference. It only goes back, but it still has that little bit of extra flexibility for you. You can also adjust them like this. This is very loose because he's been using it for, like he does. And he likes to wear his headsets like this for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's this way. I don't know. So he can hear out of his ear because these are noise canceling as well. But, maybe it's because of how he wears them. I don't know. But you can see here, they fit great. They're adjustable. Like I said, you can put them up or down. These are basically in their, how they come in the box right here. It's got a little microphone that actually comes out. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, let's go to the Xbox wireless headset. All right, put these on. Now, I've been using these for the past few weeks, and they are very, very comfortable. They fit great. They don't look too unsimilar from the 7Xs. A little bit tight, though that'll come in time. These have the more pleathery ear cups and a much thicker pad up here for the top of your head, which I like a little bit more. As long as it doesn't hit the sides here, you should be good to go. So if you have a very, very wide head, you might have an issue, but hopefully you don't. These are great. They're very, very comfortable. All right. A little bit more rigid also than these. They don't have the adjustment here, so you can't really turn them. They don't have any kind of pivot location. Let's go to the 7Xs, which are over here. Put these on real quick. Now these are probably the lightest of them all, and they have this ski band or ski strip, whatever you want to call it. Basically, it'll fit to whatever the shape of your head is. And mine looks super weird. Looks like I have a point on the top, and that's kind of embarrassing, but you know what? I'll live with it. I've done it for 45 years. Nobody's ever said anything until this very second. All right. So these also have that kind of fabric-y cup, which I like a little bit better than the leather ones, only because these make me sweat a little bit more. These are also replaceable, as well as these. I don't know if these are. I would assume they are in some way or form, but I know these just pop right off. You can buy another set if you rather have this kind of leathery, pleathery thing. You can get a new set for like $10 on Amazon. So if that's something you prefer, you can also get like noise canceling ones or ones that have like a cooling gel inside of here to make it a little bit cooler. They're really, really cheap. So that gives you a little bit more of a versatility. These are adjustable here. Basically come off. You can replace these with a different set if you'd like. Basically whatever you want to do. I'm going to put these back, maybe. But these, I would say, are probably the most comfortable out of the set of 3 that we have here. And that's to be expected because they're also the most expensive. So the biggest thing you want to get out of these is your quality audio, right? So these two will use the same drivers. They're basically the same audio for the most part. These aren't that dissimilar, to be honest. Audio quality as well as, how comfortable they are, is going to be very, very subjective. So these first 2 points, you can go either way. You almost have to try them all on to kind of get to where you're, which one's best for you as far as from a comfortability standpoint. Again, I don't know if that word's real. As far as audio goes, it's also kind of subjective. People hear things differently. The older you get, the less you hear. It's just kind of how it goes. But there are differences for sure. All of these have, some kind of, spatial audio where you can hear the footprints from the direction they're coming, above you, below you, behind you, in front of you especially. So you're going to get that with all these. They're all Windows Sonic compatible, Dolby Atmos compatible, and DTS compatible. So whatever one you have, it's going to work fine on there. I mean, Windows Sonic as a base is basically what I used because it's available to everybody and it's free on your Xbox, which is where I tested these out. So audio quality, I would say this is probably your best bet, even though the drivers and everything are the same on here. But they're close. They're very, very close as far as that goes. This one's going to have a little bit less audio quality, but it has other things that kind of make up for it. As far as mics go, again, the Arctis 7s are going to be your best bet. They've got this, it's called Clear Mic something. I'm not exactly sure, but it's supposed to be used in like air traffic controllers, headsets and stuff. So that's what it says on their website anyway. So it's got to be pretty clear, right? I've had zero issues with friends saying anything about it. Same with these. This one has a detachable mic, so you can pop it off if you want to. This mic quality, it's kind of known that it's not the best, but it's also not terrible. So if you want to stream, this is going to be your best bet, followed by this, and then these at the end. And these go right in front of your mouth, which is kind of helps a little bit to make it clearer, and your friends hear you online. This one kind of comes up to just maybe here or so. So that could be part of the problem. All of these in one form or another have mic monitoring. So if that's something that you really, really need, then it's going to have it. Now, as far as how good they are, again, this is probably your best bet, but you also have to hook it up to your PC and the SteelSeries engine and adjust your side tone to get it to where you want to, which is kind of a pain in the butt because you have to, you might have to adjust it, take it over there and try it out, and then come back and, you could do it on your PC, but I didn't because I'm dumb, I guess. And but you're going to get the most, variance here. Here with the Xbox ones, they work pretty good. They work actually pretty well. And that's adjustable in the equalizer app that comes with it on the Xbox. This is the headset that if you're on just the Xbox platform, this is probably the one that's got the most, it's probably the, how do I want to say this? You get more options because it's a first party headset, right? And everything is done through their software on the Xbox. So you can just sit there, adjust it to your heart's content, and you never have to bring it back to your PC. All right, these probably on the lower end. You control this. Xbox has a mic monitoring slider in their audio options. That's what controls these. Now, I've never found that to be very, number one, useful because it really kind of doesn't work. It has it on there, but that slider, you can tell a little bit if you go from end to end, right? And basically, if you don't know what mic monitoring is, basically being able to hear your environment, your own voice inside here. For some people, that's a deal breaker. For me, I would prefer it, but at the same time, if it didn't have it, it's not going to, make me not buy a set, depending on how much it is. All right, all of these, the biggest issue I've seen so far is we have some cutting out issues, and you're going to get that on every headset wirelessly. You're just going to. All right, what I've noticed, and this may not be 100% for everybody, but when you are connecting directly to your Xbox headset through their wireless protocol, I found that you get more cutout during that with your audio, sometimes with your mic when you're talking to your friends. So this is the only one here that directly connects to the Xbox. So you might have a few more issues with it. I don't think it's game specific. I think it's just what your environment is. If you've got a lot of wireless connections coming out, then you're going to, you're going to have interference. And you might run into that problem here. All right. These use a different kind of connectivity, which we'll talk about right now. How versatile are these? So these will connect through a dongle. And this is kind of an example of it. This is for the Arctis ones, these right here. Now these have, these are made for Xbox, so they're specifically Xbox. I know you won't be able to see it, but here's a little switch here. It says Xbox and PC or USB. So these will work basically with anything. And you can plug it right in the bottom of your Switch if you wanted to. You can have audio coming through there. You just have to switch it over to USB. Xbox is the only place you're going to have it tongled or tongled, whatever that means, switched over to that side. All right. These work on the same kind of, with the same kind of dongle, except they don't have the switch. So at least I don't believe they do. I don't think they do. Maybe they do. I don't know. Regardless, it doesn't really matter. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. They have a cord that comes with these as well, and they're basically a USB-C to a USB-A adapter. So you can plug it into your regular USB, 3.0 or 2.0, whatever is on your regular Xbox, the One X, the One S, or you can plug these directly into your USB-C port on your Series X. So these will just plug right in there, boom. I don't use it like that only because there's a small issue with where it's placed and it hits some other cord, so I can't. So I just use the USB-A adapter plugged into my Series X. Works great. So these you can use with pretty much anything. Switch, you can use them with the PS5. Now with the PS5, you're not going to get their 3D audio, whatever they're selling to you. You're not going to get the 3D audio. You can get it with the 7Ps, which are a specific PlayStation version of these. You'll get the 3D audio and everything. This will connect Bluetooth, and this will connect to your Xbox and PC. Bluetooth through your PC, and then through your Xbox, like I said, it connects wirelessly directly to it with their wireless protocol. So as far as where you can use these, if you're a multi-console gamer, you might want to go with one of these. If you're solely an Xbox player, it's hard to argue with what you get in this package for the value. All right, battery life, which I didn't talk about actually in my video when I did this. They're all pretty much the same. I mean, if you're playing for over, this is supposed to do 15 hours. If you're playing for over 15 hours at a time, that's a you problem. You've got issues. You've got to, take a break and stand up. You don't want blood clots to happen, and this is coming from a fat guy. So get up, walk around a little bit, maybe take an hour off, charge it. It'll charge pretty fast and you'll have a few more hours, but take some breaks, people, is what I'm saying. This is about 20 hours. This is about 24 hours. Plenty of battery life. Just make sure you charge it. Don't, jump on and be like, hey, my mic's not working, my headset's not working, and then be like, oh, I forgot to charge it. Just charge it. Charge your stuff. That's all I'm saying. I only say this because, one of the guys I play with a lot always has this problem. I'm not going to say his name. He knows who he is. I don't even know if he'll watch this video. Regardless, charge your stuff. All right? That's very, very important when you have wireless headsets. When you have wireless anything, you still need to have, your charge on. So get it done. These are USB-C. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is USB-C. These are the micro USB charges. I hate that. I'm not sure why they didn't just go with a USB-C charging port. I'm not sure if it's more expensive. Don't understand it. This, however, has a USB-C charger, which is fantastic. All right. It's the standard for me anymore. That's how it should be. I don't like micro USB because you have a chance of it wiggling and wearing out over time. It just doesn't seem as solid. So USB-C here, it's fantastic. The best thing about these right here is the Bluetooth compatibility, which these do not have. Now, SteelSeries does sell a 9X version of this, which is $50 more, and we'll get to the pricing here in a little bit. It's it has Bluetooth. It basically does everything this does, but better. But you're also paying double the price. So, you have to weigh your options. Again, this is the biggest thing here. When I get to the end, hopefully soon, we'll kind of put everything up against each other. As far as what these things can do, we've got a dial here for the volume. We've got a dial here for the game chat balance. Pretty standard. It has the same thing on these. These are smaller dials, which I like these better because they're kind of built in and they're just super easy to use. Once you figure out which side is what, and you may never figure it out. You may always forget, like me, and just kind of mess with it as needed. But these also have the same kind of, settings here. I'll show it to you real quick. You've got your volume here, your game chat balance here. You've got a mute button, and you also have your micro USB, which I can't stand, and then you got your 3.5 jack on that one. On this one, it's just volume, and then there's a switch, there's a toggle for your mute. You also have the 3.5 jack if you need it, so you can plug it directly into controller if necessary, which is nice. It's nice to have that option. These do not have that option. So if you run out of battery, which for God's sake you shouldn't, you're pretty much screwed. Now with these, you have that option, just plug it directly into your controller. You can keep going for, if you're on a 24-hour run of whatever it is you're playing. First, be careful, like I said. Second, that should almost be, not a thing. My God, I can't even think about playing for 24 minutes sometimes. As far as other versatility options, this has, like I said, the equalizer. You plug it right in, or you connect it to your Xbox, and you are there. It's got your equalizer, it's got your settings for your mic monitoring, it's got everything you need. These, not so much. These are going to use the Xbox controls over here, this side. These, you will have to, if you want like a good equalizer set, you're going to have to plug it in, get the Steel Series Engine 7 or 3 or whatever it's called, I'm not sure, but it's basically through there you can adjust all your settings. You can't do it natively through the Xbox app, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's a one-time deal, really. Once you have Dolby Atmos kind of dialed in, you're going to be fine. You're going to be good to go. So let's look at the price on these. $99.99, $99.99, $149.99. So all of these, this one's probably the easiest one to find. This one is getting easier to find. This one at the moment is very, very hard to find. So you can see what you're getting for that extra $50 here is basically a little bit more comfortability, a little bit better audio, much better mic quality, but you don't have the Bluetooth. For $100, I mean, I said it in my other video, it's really hard to say anything bad about it for what you're paying. This one has a versatility. So if you're going to pay $100, for a headset, this is going to be probably a little bit more comfortable than this. It's going to have a better mic, and the audio is going to be, for me, slightly better. As far as build quality goes and everything, they're all about the same. I'd say this one's probably a little bit higher build. But again, 150, 100, 100. So it's basically going to come down to if you don't mind spending the extra money, or if you're stuck, if you only have $100, and that's your budget, right? Are you a multi-console owner? It's the conclusion of this is basically your miles are going to vary, and it's really going to come down to what you're comfortable spending. So this is going to be, if you don't need Bluetooth, this is probably going to give you that more robust audio experience. It's probably going to give you everything you need for $150 if you don't want Bluetooth. If Bluetooth is something that you have to have 100%, then you have zero choices but this and the $200 9Xs that I don't have here anymore. But that's what makes this thing, I think, so special for me anyway. I don't use Bluetooth a ton. I do a little bit if I'm playing a racing game and I want to have some music playing in the background. It's fantastic for that. For this one, it's kind of your base package. But these are also going to be compatible with multi-console. You can use this for the PlayStation, the Switch, the PC, the Xbox, all of those. So, like I said, it's so subjective. So I'm not trying to say one's better than the other. This one is 100% better than the other ones. But, but for the price that you're paying for these, you could do a lot worse. And I'm talking a lot worse. There's $40 headsets you can find at Walmart that are absolute trash. If you're using one of those, upgrade to one of these, please. Do yourself a favor. I know you think it sounds good. Trust me, it doesn't. It doesn't sound... Once you put a good headset on, it's hard to go back. All right? So basically, you can't go wrong, man. That's basically what I'm saying with these. Multi-console owner, have $100 to spend. Rather have Bluetooth, only game on Xbox and PC. This is where you want to be. That extra $50, you can play anywhere you want to. You're going to get a little bit higher quality of audio, better mic quality, more comfortable. So if that extra $50 is there, buy these. That's basically it. This is still going to be my daily driver, I think. I really do like these, and I think for $100 you can do far worse, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to give them to my sons, or one of them. They'll probably end up looking like this eventually with their Modoc heads. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not that much. Anyway, guys, that's my review on these three headsets. The comparison video, really not a review, I guess. If you want to check out a more in-depth review of these, go to the link below in the description, and you can click on that, and it'll take you right to it. It'll give you a little more information on it. But I appreciate you guys checking out the video today. If you have any questions, drop them below. Please like and subscribe. Check out seasongaming.com for all your gaming news. You guys have an awesome day. I'm going to go play something on my Xbox.